My name is Mark Swartz. I'm a National Park Service Ranger at Frederick Olmsted National Historic Site in Brookline. And this walk is a partnership, first time we've done this, with the Massachusetts Sierra Club and the National Park Service. And our walk tonight is of the Back Bay Fens. It is part of a 6-mile-long park system that was designed between 1878 and 1895, largely by Frederick Olmsted, with significant help from his son, John Charles Olmsted.
The way the mind wanders itself divides. The way the mind wanders itself divides.
First of all, the word vision is really important in terms of understanding Frederick Law Olmsted. Olmsted felt that your eyes are a window into your emotions, and he felt that the visual experience that people have, particularly in cities, is going to affect their level of stress, how they relate to their neighbors and fellow community members, and just general happiness. So Olmsted believed that the exposure to naturalistic scenery, what he would refer to as rural scenery, was the ideal antidote to the experience of crowded, artificial cities. He did something a little different in the Back Bay Fens, though. He could have created the Back Bay Park, sort of a classic example of what's a park, but he didn't do that. He created a fen. Anybody know what a fen is? A wetland, that's right. So vision is important, and for Olmsted, seeing a fen was really important for urban dwellers around Boston, because this area originally was a salt marsh back at the time when, say, America got its independence. Notice the park as we go through, and notice this area, which reflects a lot of different visions of what a park is. And a lot of these are changes since Olmsted was here. And that's why I've used the term revisions in the title of this walk too. Olmsted made revisions to what was going on here with the sewage pollution when he got involved. And then there were later revisions to what he did.
Sitting in the sun, come unstuck in time.
It was, considered a patriotic act to create these. That I've read that in 1944, roughly 40% of the fresh produce grown in the United States came from these victory gardens. Now, when World War II ended, a lot of these victory gardens disappeared. But a few of them continued in operation, and one of them was this one. Some of the gardeners who were involved created a nonprofit and petitioned the city to be able to take over running this garden. And I'm going to turn things over to Tom Keller, who is one of the gardeners here and is on the board of the Fenway Garden Society, which is the nonprofit. And he'll tell us a bit about the victory gardens, which were made possible by the city dumping garbage and fill from Kenmore's Tea Station into Olmsted's basin.
Okay. So, as I said, I'm Tom Keller. I'm the vice president here at the Victory Gardens. We're a 7-acre park with 500 plots. We've been here since 1942, so when you walk around, you really get to see all kinds of gardens and all kinds of visions for what people do. Still a large portion of vegetable farmers out here. And yeah, as I mentioned, there's 500 plots here, so there's a lot of different people. Our youngest gardener is 9, our oldest is 97. And if you looked at him, you'd have no idea he's 97. He's here every day in his garden. His garden is immaculate and perfect. So really, really takes all kinds. And it's so nice to also sit right in the middle of the city, because it's just, you know, you have this backdrop and this little private oasis in the middle of the city. You can apply. As I mentioned, right now our waiting list is about 100 and we're filled for the year. But we redo the waiting list on January 1st. So I recommend getting on the waiting list this year so you have the reminder.
What's the website?
That's FenwayVictoryGardens.org.
Now, you only get part of that sense from the Fens now, but if you continue down along the muddy river, you get more of that sense, that it was just a natural place that was left alone and the city grew up around it. And nothing could be further from the truth. These areas were all very manipulated, and a lot of engineering went into both the Fens and the muddy river. Now in 1949, this World War II memorial went in, and it basically has the names of every City of Boston resident who died in World War II. It is a very reflective place for people. It is a place for people to, you know, it can be a very emotional place for some people, and it does serve that function using different design.
When the time comes, and I believe that's what you meant to me. I'm only away when you call my name. When you call my name.
But it was designed in the shape of a cathedral. And the idea was to create a sort of spiritual space for people where they could go, get a respite. Scenes of the city would be cut out by all the surrounding shrubs. And today this rose garden continues to be well utilized. The Emerald Necklace Conservancy has really taken on the rose garden as one of their major projects. They have volunteers here every Tuesday. They have a program called Tuesday with Roses. And in fact, they are always recruiting volunteers. You can go to their website, emeraldnecklace.org. And finally, on this end, we see ball fields. And these ball fields actually went in the 1920s. Variety of different visions of what a public green space can be.
Right. I grew up in the city, and parks aren't really all I have. I don't own a car. I don't have a license.
We don't have a backyard.
We don't have a backyard.
This is our backyard.
This is our backyard. So it's so important for us to have this space.
I mean, I just think one of the best ways to learn about the environment and get motivated about it is to be in the environment.
I mean, John Muir was a key figure in, you know, the origins of the national park movement in terms of, you know, his efforts, particularly at Yosemite, not exclusively at Yosemite, but particularly at Yosemite. And it's sort of a nice melding of two organizations to, you know, share an event like this.
I love that the Sierra Club is getting the outdoors. It's something that I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah, and you want us to do more activities like this?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I moved from California in the middle of the winter, one of the things that caught my eye was this park. It's beautiful and it's green. The different spaces where people come, it brings people together, lots of different activities, and then there are reflective areas. It's beautiful. This was the best.